OKKO Let's Be Heroes is rapidly approaching the end towards its first season, with only 18 or so episodes left at the time of scripting this. Considering Cartoon Network has become accustomed to premiering 2 episodes a week, sometimes more in instances like TKO and the Captain Planet crossover, those remaining 18 episodes will be here before we know it. This is still plenty of time to switch into Dendy mode and decipher the bits of information ENJQ and his wonderful team has left behind for this budding fandom to piece together and solve the insane late 80s, early 90s reference-filled jigsaw puzzle that is the mysteries of this show. These mysteries range from the identity of the ever-elusive shadowy figure, I'm still not sold on him being venomous, too obvious, the secret of the sub shop sandwich, its relation to Mr. Gar's fate with the superhero team Point, and the focus of today's discussion, KO's hidden potential and true power. Now, I believe it's a reasonable conclusion that all of these dangling plot threads will all come together in the grand scheme of things. After all, Shadowy Figure seems to have quite a bit of knowledge when it comes to KO, and aside from TKO, the episodes built around our young protagonist's power consistently finds a way to work in a scene or two concerning Point, the sandwich incident, and the absence of KO's father. But if KO's birth occurred after all these events, why are they so ingrained in his development? Let's dive right in today on an OKKO discussion. Welcome back to an OKKO discussion on the Roundtable. I'm your host, AwestruckVox. Now, it's absolutely no secret that OKKO Let's Be Heroes draws heavy influence from various anime, manga, video games, comics, and old school cartoons from ENJQ's childhood. For this specific theory, we'll be only looking at anime and manga as it could be the key to unlocking the truth behind KO's power. If you're unfamiliar with anime and manga, particularly the shonen genre, fret not. We'll be recapping one of the most common tropes found within shonen protagonists and the different ways it's been executed. Now, OKKO's developing story arc revolves around KO getting a grasp of his immense power and becoming a hero. Taking advantage of this is the cloaked slender man, Shadowy Figure, aware of what he refers to as the delicious dormant power coursing through KO's veins. We've actually seen an example of KO's true power in the form of TKO, the manifested pent-up anger and rage of KO that acts almost as a split personality, locked inside, itching to be unleashed once more. TKO's also an angsty little emo, straight out of a 2007 Hot Topic magazine. In this state, KO is seemingly unrivaled. He devastated the entire bodega and other stores in the process, overwhelming Rad, Enid, and Carol with ease. If KO didn't interfere with his alter ego, his mother may have been a goner. The show even makes a point to have Enid in her monologue on just how powerful KO is. This is a force to be reckoned with. On the contrary to TKO, whose power draws from the negative emotions that stir inside KO's mind, we see this true power can be channeled in the form of positive emotions. At the end of episode 2, Let's Be Friends, KO is officially employed at Gar's bodega, as he's granted with a blue sleeveless jacket. KO is filled with absolute joy. This is his first step in becoming a true hero. In fact, he's so excited, he fires a powerful fish-shaped blast into the sky, blowing Rad and Enid away. Figuratively, not literally, that should probably be clarified in a show like this. He's questioned by his new friends and coworkers on where such an ability came from, and he doesn't have the slightest clue. Nor does he worry too much about it because, again, he's just happy he's a part of the bodega crew. That lack of concern could be a problem though. Even after the events of TKO, the boy doesn't seem to stress about his capabilities all too much. He's naive and that's what makes him vulnerable. Heck, it's what led to his dark side taking over initially. It's what makes him a viable pawn for Shadowy Figure. Whatever endgame Shadowy Figure has in mind, KO and his hidden power plays a strong role in all of it. Now, a young boy amassing a large sum of power that can be lethal if not properly managed. That sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, try any anime over 100 episodes that aired on Tsunami. But I suppose if I have to narrow it down, Gohan and the titular ninja Naruto himself of their respective series mirror KO's current character arc almost to a T. That's not to say OKKO is a carbon copy of any of the two franchises, but as I addressed, the influences are easy to pick up on. Let's take a look at Dragon Ball. For the uninitiated, obvious spoilers await pertaining to both series. In Dragon Ball, Gohan is the son of our main protagonist, Goku, introduced in the second half of the series, more commonly known and referred to as Z. Gohan is only a few years old when we're introduced to him, but almost right off the bat we learn that beyond all that crying is a warrior that could surpass his own father. In the first arc of Z, the Saiyan arc, Gohan is kidnapped by Goku's brother Raditz, a Saiyan from outer space. When Goku and his old rival Piccolo arrive to save Gohan, they engage in a struggle against the warrior, leading to Goku being absolutely wrecked. Upset at the sight of his father in pain, Gohan's power skyrockets as he deals a damaging blow to Raditz, something that startles everyone. During this arc, while Goku trains in, the afterlife, Piccolo takes Gohan under his wing and trains him as they prepare for Goku's revival and the arrival of 2 other Saiyans, Nappa and Vegeta. Piccolo attempts to draw out Gohan's power and lays some very tough love on him. This actually proves to be successful, as Gohan destroys an entire mountain that would have inflicted massive injuries otherwise. When Piccolo falls in the sacrifice to protect Gohan against the Saiyan Nappa, Gohan once again snaps and lets loose, gaining a blow on Nappa. This pattern of Gohan being provoked into releasing spurts of his power against his enemies would continue throughout the series and accumulates into the finale of the Cell arc, where the Z-Warriors' bio-android foe holds a martial arts tournament to decide the fate of the world. Aware of Gohan's true potential, Cell puts Gohan through both physical and emotional torture in hopes it will force Gohan to snap and unleash his ultimate power. That sounds vaguely familiar to the relationship between Shadowy Figure and KO, don't you think? Cell unfortunately gets his wish after pushing Gohan too far by killing the newly made comrade, Android 16, leading to Gohan tapping into the most powerful transformation in the Dragon Ball series at that time, Super Saiyan 2. Gohan mops the floor of Cell, but gets too cocky and puts off the finishing blow, backfiring on Gohan as Cell turns the tables. Lucky for Gohan and the rest of our protagonists, they manage to defeat Cell after the two become deadlocked in a Kamehameha standoff, only getting the upper hand after Vegeta intervenes, taking everyone off guard long enough for Gohan to overpower Cell. From this point onwards in the series, there's a 7-year time skip, and while Gohan goes on to become the strongest character in Z, it's no longer a case of anger management issue. As for why Gohan's so powerful, it's due to him being half Saiyan, half human. Goku being a full-blooded Saiyan, and Gohan's mother Chi-Chi being 100% human. For whatever reason, Saiyan hybrids have a larger potential than full-blooded Saiyans. I'm not saying KO's massive strength could indicate he's a hybrid of some sorts, but there was a straight-up alien creature in point. But our good friend Akeem Lawanson already explored that possibility, so let's not touch on the whole father angle. I will say though, KO being half human, half alien, like Gohan or Trunks, fits right into the anime references and would make sense, so I'm all here for it. Moving on to Naruto, the parallels between OKKO Let's Be Heroes and this iconic anime run just as deep. In Naruto, our main character of the same name is an outcast in the village of Konoha. Reason for this being the nine-tailed fox, also known as Kurama, being still to defend Naruto. Now, Kurama is just one of the 9 other tailed beast spirits, or as they're addressed for the majority of the series, demons, that are sealed within human hosts or Jinchurikis. With Kurama being one with Naruto, the knuckle-headed ninja who aspires to be Hokage, leader of the village, is extremely powerful, and when he manages to tap into Kurama's power, as special as that is for the majority of the series, he becomes way ahead of the curve of his peers. I mean, throughout the series, his transformations just become more and more, ridiculous to the point of him becoming a literal deity, but the point stands. Just like TKO, Naruto's initial transformation when tapping into Kurama causes him to be engulfed in an aura and appear in a much more feral state. There's also a huge similarity between TKO and Kurama both being trapped in cages, locked behind bars, both only tapped into in moments of intensity and anger. Well again, this changes drastically for Kurama later on in the series, so perhaps it will for TKO as well. The relationship between KO and Shadowy Figure, as I touched on in previous OKKO discussions, is uncanny to the relationship between the Naruto characters Sasuke and Orochimaru. An evil looming threat who sees great dark energy within a protagonist and pursues him for his own gain. It's revealed that Orochimaru actually has strong ties to Naruto's mentors and the village, and if you checked out our theory on Shadowy Figure being Laser Blast, you'll discover that they may have borrowed a lot more from Naruto than confirmed at this moment in time. TKO also has a resemblance to Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho's demon form, another shonen transformation that typically results from Yusuke's negative emotions, more often than not, anger consuming him. The show borrowed a few plot points from anime, so what? Well, I don't believe they would have paid homage to those magnificent series without a form of payoff. For one reason or another, KO, like Gohan, has potential to become the strongest hero out of everyone in Lakewood Plaza. Sadly, that potential in the wrong hands can manipulate him into being used as a weapon, a tool in a sinister game, like many of the Jinchuriki in Naruto. Alright, that's all fine and dandy, but one thing sets this entire idea a few yards back, and that's KO's PAL card. Sure, he has the potential to become a great hero, everyone does, but according to his PAL card, he's only level 0.1. And as we learn throughout the series, PAL cards are reflective of an individual's power level. Much like a video game, As one progresses in training and grows stronger, they gain more XP and their level increases. This more or less confirms that the level on a POW card doesn't indicate how heroic one is, and that it increases from good deeds alone, but raw strength does factor in quite a bit. After all, villains possess POW cards as well, albeit represented with negative numbers. So if KO was this powerful raging warrior, why doesn't his POW card reflect as much? Well, that's where the theory kicks in, my friends. If we look back to episode 6, you're level 100. With the knowledge we have now of the series, the episode has almost an entirely new context when analyzing it on a deeper surface. Not only was this a sly first glance at TKO when KO combats Daryl, but it may have played a fast one on us. KO gets his hands on a POW card tailored especially for him, and to everyone's surprise, he's level 100. The highest level in all the plaza, outclassing even Carol and Mr. Gar. Except, he's not really level 100, but level 0, as the POW card machine glitched, probably when it suffered an error, and KO, with the instruction of Rad, used his fist to fix it. On the bright side, KO's level does go up a decimal after defeating Daryl with the aid of everyone in the plaza. But what if I were to tell you it wasn't a glitch? What if KO's power level at that time truly was level 100? And KO's current power level of 0.1 is a result of some tricky power scaling. Don't worry, not much math is required here. We're not getting all Rick and Morty in a kid show. Now keep in mind, after events of recent episodes, and citing Dragon Ball and Naruto as very possible influences on KO's character arc, KO is very powerful, no doubt about that. So far in the show, they've only explored the dark half of that power, as to reiterate once more, TKO took on our main cast with ease, wasn't even competition, yada yada. Again, we've seen KO's positive emotions can translate to something unprecedented. This may be a bit harder for KO to tap into, as it appears it's limited to moments of intense pride within himself. And as a child, it's easier to recognize your mistakes and get angry rather than acknowledge your accomplishments and rejoice. That doesn't negate that the power's still there. KO just needs to get a grip on it. In fact, by the season's end, I wouldn't be surprised if we meet TKO's other half, as KO's evenly matched transformation fueled by positive emotions. Let's call this hypothetical state DKO. Get it? Because double knockout, technical knockout, turbo KO. I'd like to think I'm clever. Actually, if we look back to the OKKO mobile app game, released last year across portable devices, KO has a Super Saiyan S transformation, complete with a change in hair color. Perhaps that'll work its way into the show's canon very soon. So let's say in theory, TKO's power level is at negative 100. I mean, villains are represented with negative numbers, and TKO is very much an antagonist. So if DKO is real, or even KO's natural state, if he were to be representative of KO's good energy, he would be at level 100. With these two polar opposites of immense power coursing within KO, the POW card machine was able to detect this and face difficulty processing the information. Such an amount of differing energy led to the machine giving KO an error. Now, at the point in time KO received his POW card in episode 6, TKO had yet to leak out, as KO did not experience severe frustration and anger. In fact, all of his adventures up to that point were met with success and a positive outcome. With KO in a positive state of mind, DKO would have been prevalent when he and Rad smacked the POW card machine, causing KO's POW card to appear as a level 100. It was only until later in the episode where TKO leaks out for the first time that Daryl snatches the POW card from KO and his power level drops to 0, causing everyone to assume it was a glitch in the system. What I believe is that with TKO being level negative 100 and the hypothetical DKO being level 100, they simply canceled out, bringing KO's natural state to be level 0. Yet, after KO's combining forces with the rest of the plaza, his POW card reads at a level 0.1, where it remains today. That's due to the good in KO now balancing out his negative team's angst ever so slightly. So, that's my hot take on KO's true power. He's not only stronger than everyone else gives him credit for, he's stronger than anyone else in the plaza. Carol and Gar may be aware of this power, but Shadowy Figure is definitely aware, and it seems like he wants to utilize KO as a weapon of mass destruction. But I know our boy won't give in. But as always, these are just my thoughts and I love to hear yours, so please leave them in the comments below. Do you believe KO's 0.1 POW card is a result of TKO and the hypothetical DKO's conflicting power levels? Let's get the discussion going. If you want the conversation going beyond the comments, you can follow and tweet to us at Roundtable Vids or me at AwestruckVox. You can also follow the rest of our crew, join our Discord, and download our official Amino app to gush about OKKO with the rest of our community. And if you want to support us so we can continue to grow, consider pledging $1 on Patreon. It really helps us out. We also have an OKKO themed Roundtable shirt in our store. Links to everything in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications so you can never miss an OKKO video from the Roundtable. I hope you have a beautiful day, and AwestruckVox signing out. Let's be heroes!